Mame fa say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
You are once again welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more updates. Like and also share to other members to watch as well. You can also leave a comment after watching or send us your voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277-128-777. Thank you.
Now, me call lawyer Godwin Edudzi Tamekloe na me ni kodi komo. Law me mo ache.
Ba kwa mi anopa mecha we busiafo ene etiefo nyina nso.
Now, mami mo post we are director legal affairs of the NDC. We are aid dima eye
ba kwa mi post now the mami anopa.
Jodamani Mahama. That che hine so no. Aha.
Ba kwa mi ode to aso.
Mati. Your legal thoughts on the said the new crusading guide the buy me why na matete from there 3 weeks ago. As I was answering here the new weekend crusading guide there moved to oust special prosecutor underway. Chief Justice writes to Kisia Jabin to respond to allegations to determine prima facie case. Now baby I'm making kinda yede ahwe nkomoyi any say
Martin.
Was it? There are moves to remove Special Prosecutor SP Kisia Jabin from office before the end of the first half of this year. The attempt to remove Kisia Jabin from office comes on the back of the petition by Martin Alamisi Kaisa Amidu for the removal of the Honorable Kisia Jabin from office as Special Prosecutor on 5 grounds, including holding a press conference to decry how the courts were handling cases of the office. What see ya at your saying?
Okay, back coming. Once again, with you now. The Ekoba in said, I am not personally surprised and Yoma also in respect of Kisi Jabin. Now, Black Kwame makes me a cat. Your man Penny, yes, or belonging to NPP, they may belong to NDC. But let's say no, any deal, let's say no pan. One year, legacy of Benjamin, and yet very good legacy.
Okay.
Na ekobane sanswa sebiu we de manoda sunaso ye man pini wedi 18 years or ye 2 terms agree ebia no we
onyanwie
no the impact on say December no we but what I say na we need the opportunity say I will come back and correct if be a mistake, be a me. If you at the end of the day, the over here will be judged based on some of these things. Welcome, Mr. There's a Supreme Court decision. Civil society groups shooter omode etia yeman peni efa the removal of domelable. But what does it? Now, what kind of Supreme Court judgments now? They were not too kind to the president. But what does it?
Yeah, me too.
That is not the kind of legacy we hear. Because in the first place, you're also a lawyer in Abeye Mampini. I didn't see American way now and say, you see, me, and I want to disclose my interest in this conversation. In fairness, my catch order, I'm running law school, my first year, law faculty. Now, teacher near or chairman, dear, criminal law. A year, Kisi Ejabe.
Okay.
But what I say? I'm running baby law. you're calling me to the bar, no. Law firm, me ye ejuma ewo hono. Na kisi ejaben and so the same law firm. It makes me can say, and Crawford, Missia dear under them, and Ram ye lawyer ni. Na kisi ejaben den no kahubi. Intino oyobia make me can say, Sebio, I know him pretty well. Now, there were instances, maybe a lawyer, a very interesting case. Now, on any lawyer for Gabi Asaro, Gabi SU, my clients, Larry Dogbe for defamation.
Larry, yeah.
Larry, Alan Dogbe, Herald. In Tinaki, seen the lawyer for Gabi. And I'm not mentioning yet the lawyer for Larry Alan Dogbe because Kisifi a Hokote or non law firm. But what I say, that is the kind, and it's important I disclose this relationship for the sake of the discussion I have had. Now, you see, first of all, Emra Kisibeye special prosecutor, Sebio Oko Ghana Weba, Minkan Robert Mianya about 20 news articles. If ye papa Martin Amidu, one way or the other, criticizing Kisi Ejabe. It even before Kisi Krababe special prosecutor, no. Sebio Ube who said now was starting a attacking or crowd data. Answer Obeye the special prosecutor. Now Obeye special prosecutor no one guy Bibia obey piano, na criticism no a flow as and when it goes. Now, when it gets to that level, now you follow up with a petitioner. When it may be so meritorious, but what I say, there may be so much merit in it, but because of the Nadibiana o Kafani Panahuntino, na akala the conversation. It will be a because now cry a branch you cry on penasem cradida. It is the way crowd ye, and ya dear Sebio, a year surprising. And ya dear, you've ever been comfortable with a Juma or a day or yeno. In an American say, it will be very important, say, Sebi. Omampini, under this circumstance, should have acted like Pontius Pilate.
Not
In
quite.
the sense, it says, Sebi, Pontius Pilate, Sebi, no, Sebi, not on ye, Jimmy Fool. But no one who say, a man I edit Judea, and then can whom edit Shannon to manage on behalf of the Roman way. No, who said consistently the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and what have you, consistently had a problem with Jesus Christ and his ministry. So when the accusation came from them, oh, check it, and I know, Adi, I don't want my hands to be tainted. No, yeah, then, or washing in the hands of the matter. But what I say?
Me too.
But it looks like in this case, the president has taken the view that I am just a conveyor belt.
Mention it says Senka, a black petition could drew office of the president. There should have been some sort of scrutiny. Okay.
On film carefully.
Baby, our film in substance and form. Well, who said no, there is more to it. So me actually
at the end of the day, no, Obian Kase Martin Amidu has removed the special prosecutor.
No.
On the country day.
The president.
The president.
Me we share the removal process. If say
now made the discussion no air then air bahon.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'll let you know something. Many years ago, now Onunyanfobi, Papa lawyer Nibi, your friend of Bright Equity.
Lawyer Bright Equity, yeah.
Lawyer Bright Equity. Ena
say join CPP moves bibisa.
Fantastic, strong man. Ena ode petition eba si yenye Chief Justice Akwa. But what I say? To the petition by say, Oman Penny Kufu. Any Chief Justice Akwa in Fihono, it will give you a litany of reasons. Into all this petition no buy, you know. Oman Penny Kufu says so muno. Enaja. Or yes, or transmitted the Akoma the judicial process for a prima facie determination to be made. One bam. A branch be friend of Frank J. Chum. Frank J.
Our multimedia no.
I should think so. I think he said he's down with the office of the vice president.
I say no multimedia. No, so I call office of the vice president. Yeah, Frank J. Chum. Yeah.
I'll just confirm. I'm not too certain. So.
Sanity.
Inna Ode Adebi Court Supreme Court there be constitutional provision any the procedure for removal no. It's supposed to be a confidential process. Now, Osha this particular one now, and some are brother quick so for the removal no. Or the abetuja, and there is newspaper publication to that effect. So I undermine the constitutional provision for secrecy of the removal process. At the end of the day, Supreme Court is now can say, to the extent that petition Ankasano had been put out, among other things, no, it amounts to or unconstitutional. And then the ma Oshaya Branch Akwete petition for the removal of Chief Justice Aquano. It never materialized. But you see, Oman Penin and Addo Dankwe Kufuado, they now lowered the threshold. But what I say, lower threshold, no, when it came for the removal of Charlotte Osei. Lower threshold.
By doing what?
Immediately na nsaka ya na ba na aja or the command the Chief Justice then.
At say we are binu. Okay.
Na Chief Justice there no. But it's in you. It's a committee. Committee out here, no. My Lord Justice Mafusao, Justice Benny, Agnes Doji, and Abrampa. There were 5. Omuye no more recommended say Oyi Charlotte Osei. You see that I am assembly of I am maker. Uchasa.
But maybe said your Muamokano. Not there were near Maudua so for her removal.
Brakwame. You see,
so I move it preoccupy and can say, okay, you know.
I would say, Ghana, you are back or semu. You know, I'm not near your 1992 constitution. No. You share back or sem, you checkered history. And you had the mechanism in the 2 constitution where you said, you are very careful so that Sebi. And your man are call so and can't it no. Your man and your name in CPU. It's also there's Riakutu, Sokai, Bafo Seakutu, the then chief linguist for Otupo. Sokai no.
I Riakutu.
Wouldn't we say eventually or dance one prison for 8 years?
Yeah,
the chief linguist for Otupo.
Yeah. Oh, that 8 years.
8 years.
Doctor Usofi Yakutu Papa Otupo chief linguist.
Former Greek minister. No, the chief linguist, Emma Lotun for them. National Liberation Movement in Sense.
NLM. Now, when we do baby crown, na konya odieno. Otunfo butu akonya no. Se odimenhia ekowura amanyosemu.
Exactly. It is a normal way in so a court in Sembibri. Later, then there was another trial. Tell you Adama few no.
Tell you Adama few, yeah.
Omuye Yens and Sembibri by no. Now the then president was satisfied. Abako Sembi, he was not happy with the outcome. It's your crime be so a chief justice. Intino, from that time, so. Sesiano, kwaya ye dube yin krofua, said you, ye did you must be the show Monsamo. Enkoye are the whims or caprices of the man Penny. History now informing our forward march. Into ye 1992 constitution. But it's in you.
Me too.
Yeah, 1992 constitution. Any other provisions been with the two must say Obi to say electoral commission chairperson. Ejuma warrior no, I am very sensitive. One year now benya oman penny bia obeta kwan bi so to manipulate say nipa. It is wanya ne ho andi ewo say nipa no ho a. Some of the things of which me and say obey unity. So to avoid that, yempe a mechanism ye de be protect this microphone. But se banum pokrasi ye pesi ye nipa ne dia. It should be on very high grounds. For instance, corruption. And as the FNO stated misbehavior. Another said you onipani yare. Very and yare kwadia, you need to constitute a medical board. Medical report be back. So at all times, and conform with your 1992 constitution, almost shed that based on your past history to provide the FN security of tenure. Emma Sankrofor. Unfortunately, Nanado Danko Kufa to be a man lower standard, which led to the removal of Charlotte Osei. By so doing, and remember, say, from 1992 to say Mampini Nanado Danko Kufa to be a Mampini, they remove you appear through that process.
Me too,
they remove you appear through that process. Because it's not something to toy with. It is not something to toy with. In fact, the last time something like that happened, maybe with these announced judges. And no, there were judicial processes in court and all over. But your man penny by, now acquires the standard has been lowered. In fact, relative to see a BUB, not because nipa no akobok or no corruption, but say the obiaba so you have breached the Procurement Act. So on this basis, you should be removed. And another down kwekufado apreso in a bibisa ACA. If you go back, eko open the other kind of the floodgates. So personally, I'm not surprised. Obi to say. Odumyan for Amidu would want to take advantage of that lower threshold. Because, if one of the grounds for the removal of Kisi Japan is that Kisi did a press conference, but they now what kind of crusading guide. Say, or your press conference, Ankonam press conference. Express the disappointment. And on that basis, he should be removed from office.
Emma, oye kwaso satonyum anko numa medimigrabo for.
How can a press conference to, as it were, to express disappointment about one or two issues or judgment coming from the court. Sebi. Emra na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Attorney General. Oko Mr. Chachuchi Kata Echo Supreme Court to challenge the constitutionality of the fast track High Court.
Yeah, sure, Mekai.
Okay.
The then Chief Justice Radio, was it radio or something?
Radio,
yeah.
Later, Aqua Ebai. Iti Assembly Court, the ordinary bench declared the fast track High Court unconstitutional. Sometimes Nana Attorney General. It's a decision about many angles. What I say? And now, or call for review. It's a review, yeah, the Nipa Miluba account. I think it's almost afraid any lampy in a becca the initial 5 no and a bay 7. You know, more reverse the decision. Nana call hot issue TV3, then Attorney General. And now Oko can say the decision of the ordinary bench panel, okay, is what you describe artificial scholarship. So you judge in each one a judgment. Now we describe it a judgment as artificial scholarship. It's the greatest insult you can insult a judge. Could you have said because the Attorney General he had made that statement, it was grounds for his removal? Certainly not. He was expressing his genuine view at that time of what he considered the initial decision of the court. Now, Sebiu Obiako Court decision about or say, I am not happy. This is my view. I cannot be happy with this decision. Now, also on that grounds, he should be removed from office. But one would have given Sebiu Onyafo Amidu the courage. It's because your man Penny Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and no be your man Penny no, will lower the standard. That constitutional threshold to remove these key appointees, no. It provides you that security of tenure. So, without fear of faith.
Now, I bring to Mammy Miss a question. The establishment of the special prosecutor. Who throw a petition? I mean, the special prosecutor is being regulated by the board. It's either a letter, no. Board any letter be. And now, I want to say by that petition, no, then we could Chief Justice without recourse to the board.
Okay, so you see, Emrana, you make it the special prosecutor Emrano. In fairness, even though a man that constituted the board, no, we didn't want a situation where, because the president controls the board, you have more to me to remove the special prosecutor. Because if you are not special prosecutor, you are the man it will be instigating the board members not who are constituting.
Okay.
To remove him. So when it comes to the issue of the removal, no, Parliament anticipated this kind of scenarios.
Okay.
It was said the process for removal of a justice of the Court of Appeal, the process for the removal of the Auditor General, the process for the removal of all those constitutionally protected individuals, NCCE, Commission for Human Rights and Justice. Because you see, you can have a situation where the president himself will be the subject matter of investigation by the SP. Now, the Kobasa will now putting the board together. You are think that the board will allow him to be removed or investigated. They will quickly come and remove him. So Parliament anticipated this mischief. And that was the question of removal of the SP from the board.
Okay.
Ordinary company, board members can remove the managing director.
Sure.
But in this particular scenario, because of the sensitive work all you do, you are taking the constitutional provision for the removal of Superior Court justices and others to apply to the SP.
Okay.
So as for the board, it cannot have a say in this particular conversation. Dabi. You understand, you undermine the constitutional order. To make the nuclear completely away from it. So I strongly believe, sir, I think that the president should have exercised a bit of restraint. He should have exercised a bit of restraint. And the reason is this, you see, as we speak, politics is also run on the basis of perception. Perception. Osha, Ejumabia, obviously, members of the ruling government are not pleased with it. One had to do with this investigation into Cecilia Adapa. The back and forth. The back and forth. Subsequently, the is here. When we say civil society groups are gather signatures on my petition parliament.
Sure.
All these things create a certain narrative. Look at the circumstance under which Dominable was removed.
And he's among one of the petitioners,
Exactly.
He's one of the petitioners. Yeah, he's among the petitioners.
I was expecting, say, the advisors of the president would have asked him to exercise a bit of restraint. Self-restraint is very important. No, I should think through deeply. Obviously, if the president is someone who cares about his legacy, you look at it carefully. But it appears that where we have gotten to, the president had really checked out with your mind, even though he's in the country. And that, for me, is very key.
Okay.
Yanko Sheni ya Brahmami.
Yamfesi.
Echna, if Sisi Zaben is removed by the president, history will recall that Nana Dodanko Akufo-Addo removed Sisi Zaben. And one year will be crowned on for kind plan who say, na Martin Alamisi in a petition by. It's a highly sensitive matter. You know, there is popular saying you say, when you fight corruption, corruption will fight you. If you are also not one year, one of the greatest temptation as in Christ Jesus Christ. I have according to Bible, the temptation on the cross. Okay, Bonnie ni baako. It's fair to say, so only the Son of God, who will truly be brave. Save yourself and save me. When we say not Christ was the power to save himself. He had the power to save himself. But you remember what he said? He looked at the other person and said, you'll be with me in Paradiso. It is sometimes no penino. It is not the question say we need to know, but as one dream ahead. Then who say, I deal with a trap, a Fidian Yasumamame, and then you jump over the trap.
Okay. No, Mamina was Sianope. Lawyer Godwin, Tamekloe, Director, Legal Affairs of the NDC. John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer of the NDC, your latest form, your partner.
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really appreciate your time. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so for us. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first to receive any update that will be loaded onto the platform. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases PENDREAM TV